Have I been sleeping on Mac? So I've been trying to get my hands on this for the longest, and they never had my shade in store, so I had to buy it online, but I finally got it. So this is the MAC, it's their MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, and I have medium 4. I'm really hoping this is my shade, because the whole reason why I have not tried this yet is because I was trying to get this particular one. So we're going to go ahead and use that today. I think what I want to do is basically do something like my everyday routine and just use this instead of the Hourglass skin tint that I typically would use. So for that, I am going to start by prepping the skin. I did my skincare a couple of hours ago. I woke up at 5 o'clock, so that was a long time ago. But I am going to just, take this to rehydrate the skin. I'm going to take my Nars Soft Matte. I'm going to carve the brow slightly, but I'm also going to use it for some of these blemish marks that I have. So I have one right in the center, and then I have like 2 or 3 at the top that I really want to cover. This is a dark mark as well, and maybe I just apply a small amount there. That is a pimple that wanted to come through, but thankfully it didn't. It was like one of those under the skin pimples that really hurt. And then it eventually went away. And then just a little, I did put brow gel already, as you guys can see. I didn't use any pencil though. Just gonna blend downwards with the concealer. Because this brush isn't like super cut, it's more of like a tapered round kind of brush. I wasn't able to do as thin of a line as I wanted, but it's okay. We didn't use too much concealer, which is fine. And I'm just gonna drag that downward because we can cover up some of the veins on the eyelid. So just using a light hand, just tapping around the product so that way I can blend things seamlessly. Now I'm gonna shall we jump into the skin tint? I do want to tell you guys a little bit about this. So you guys know I like to give you a little background in detail in terms of newer like skin tints or foundations that I use. I haven't done an actual like new foundation review in a very long time. So this is just mostly going to be like a first impressions. And I can kind of just tell you guys how I feel based off of using it today. But we're not going to do a wear test or anything like that because I don't feel like having makeup on for 8-9 hours. So this is a dewy skin tint. It's sheer illuminating with light bending effects that infuse with hyaluronic acid, shea butter, squalane, and vitamin E. So very, very good ingredients. Love the hyaluronic acid, the squalane, and even the vitamin E. And then they do suggest that you use your fingertips, a sponge, or their 159S brush to blend or build to desired coverage. So apparently you can build up the coverage. It says you can wear it alone for a dewy glow, under foundation, or beneath powder for a radiant matte finish. So you can do a lot of different things, which we love a good multifunctional product over here. Let's go ahead and apply. Should I try to rub it out with my fingers first? I feel like that's more than enough product. Honestly, I probably put too much product. Should I use my fingers? I don't really want to use my fingers. I'm going to go ahead and use my brush. So this is, I believe, the e.l.f. Cosmetics or IT Cosmetics. They both have the same type of brush. I love this brush for a lot of different things. And I'm just going to take the bigger side. And I'm going to start just by swirling the product. Oh, yeah, this was a good shade, I feel like. My hands are definitely a lot lighter than my face. I don't know why that is. Can somebody please tell me why that is? Everything else on my body is pretty similar, but my hands, way lighter. So don't think that I'm putting on a foundation that's like too dark for me. If you're new here, I'm not. I don't go based off my hands. I mean, you should never go based off your hands. You should go based off your neck and your chest because you want all this to blend. But for whatever reason, I'm just that person that has very, very light hands. I'm really loving the lightweight product. I love the way that it looks on the skin. It looks really good. I think the color is perfect. Any lighter, I feel like it would be too light, and any darker would definitely be too dark. So I'm glad I just waited and just ordered this because low-key I was tempted to get, I think it was medium 5, but that would have been too dark because this is just like perfect. And I feel like even in the summertime, when I get a little tan, I can still use this. This looks really good. Have I been sleeping on MAC? I'm loving this. I can definitely see why people are so obsessed with it. It's very illuminating to the face, but it looks natural. I don't think I have another skin tint in my collection that makes me feel the way that I feel with this on by itself. Like, I can just wear this. It's hard for me to articulate how I feel right now. Just know, if you have not tried this, please do so. You will thank me later. Because I'm definitely thinking every last person that I saw talk about this, they talked about it for good reason. You know, sometimes people hype things up and it's not really living up to the hype. This is definitely one of those things that live up to the hype, at least based off of my first impression. Okay, let's go ahead and apply some concealer. Should I use my Nars? I think I am. And my blemish spots are pretty covered up still. That's another thing to note. I'm going to take a little of the Nars concealer. I'm not going to take too much. Still trying to keep things pretty light. I like to use a brush now to blend out my concealer. I'm just going to take this small one. I'm going to let it sit for a second though. In the meantime, we're going to use the darker shade of the Haus Labs concealer. This is in medium deep neutral. So for reference, because I feel like I've fallen off with telling you guys shades and all that. So for the MAC Strobe Skin Tint Medium 4. The Nars concealer that I just used is in the shade Praline. And now I'm going to use the Haus Labs concealer in medium deep neutral, which is 42. And this is going to be my contour bronzer today. I didn't do my nose just yet, but that's okay. I'm going to take the same brush that I used for the skin tint, since we're done blending all that in. And I'm just going to blend out the concealer because it is a thicker concealer and super pigmented. I feel like using this same brush is just gonna help diffuse it a little bit, because I don't want it to be like super intense, you know? You still want that nice airy bronzer, but I feel like if I would have used like Makeup by Mario or something like that, it wouldn't be enough for what I'm looking for. You know that feeling when you watch a makeup video or tutorial, or just watching someone do their makeup in general? It doesn't have to be a tutorial. The stage where they put on their foundation or skin tint, their skin just kind of looks as one. I feel like that's never been the vibe for me. But this time, right now, this looks like one. Okay, we're going to blend out the concealer now. I'm just going to tap. I really have been loving this powder, so I'm going to continue to do it because this is kind of like our everyday routine anyway. So I like to just put a little in the lid, make sure it's nice and even. Can you guys see that? Cover my eyes. There we go. You guys, make sure it's nice and even. So that's not really that even, right? Which is the whole point of me tapping it on the back of my hand. Now you guys see it's nice and even. I forgot to do my nose contour. So we're just gonna take a quick little pause, and we're gonna do the nose contour. I'm still gonna use that same concealer. I'm just gonna apply a little on the back of my hand because I don't want to go crazy with this. I want it to be fairly precise. I did pick up a new contour brush. I can't wait to use that, but I want to film the haul first from Sephora. So make sure, if you haven't seen it, I don't know if it's going to go up before this video or after, but if it is up, make sure you go watch that. I did get a lot of good things, and for once I didn't go crazy with the skincare, so if you love makeup, you'll definitely love that video. I'm just going to take the other side of this to blend that. I love to go up here in like the eye area, the eye socket. Couldn't think of the word for a second, but kind of mimicking what I would do if it was shadow. Moving too fast for my own good. Back to the powder. So I'm going to take just a little more, nothing crazy. And I'm just going to bring it down here. Right underneath that contour. Or bronzer, whatever you guys call it. I know it's two different things, but to me it's the same thing. Because I don't do one and then the other. I literally just choose one. I call it bronzer. I'm going to go right here in the center too. I would typically just use my Sephora Micro Smooth powder because I'm obsessed. It does look really nice and it just makes the skin look airbrushed. This is a little deeper. This is the Haus Labs bronzer in the shade Deep Level 9. We use the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey for the loose powder because it has a little pigment in it. It's not like a translucent where that can be a little powdery sometimes depending on which translucent powder you're using. I just like something with a little more color, and that's why I chose to use that one. Also, I need a brush to apply this. We'll use this one. So this is the Sonia Kashuk. I think this is just their powder brush, which is very similar to the Sephora, I think number 50. Yeah, these two are very similar, not the same obviously. This one's a little flatter, this one has a little puff to it, but that's dirty, so we're not going to use her. I'm trying to use clean brushes on my face because I don't ever want to break out because I have a dirty brush. Okay, what else do we need to do? Because I feel like the face is pretty much done. I'm gonna use a little highlight. I did check Sephora. I didn't necessarily see any of these palettes. Maybe I just wasn't looking hard enough. So we are gonna go with my OG, and I'm gonna apply some highlight. Should I do that after I set though? Probably. Okay, we're gonna set first. We're gonna use the Morphe to set initially. Now I'm gonna take the highlight. I don't want to use that brush. Let's use this one. And you already know, a little on the nose, a little above the lip, and we can also do a little on the brow bone. Finishing strong with our Lawless Gloss. You know, now that I think about it, I'm not really sure why I thought that I was going to feel any different about this. I mean, think about it. I have the bronzer that I love. I have the face powder that I love from MAC. You guys know this is like a staple in my makeup. So why did I think this was going to be any different? I couldn't tell you. MAC is truly that girl. That's all I can say. So let me know what you guys think about the makeup look. Let me know if you tried the skin tint already and what your thoughts are. And also if there's any other MAC product I should try. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me in today's video. Of course, make sure you subscribe. It's completely free. Also, make sure you comment and like the video if you did. And I hope to see each and every one of you right back here in the next one, as always, whether that be a video or a vlog, whichever one comes first.